Sorry, I'm super awkward at these things. But... So my name is Rohan Mukherjee, and I'm a professor of political science. I was a very well-behaved child. I think I first got punished at school at like in the 11th grade or something, and everyone was really surprised. And I was made to stand outside the classroom for a day for doing some, I can't even remember what it was, but like all the teachers going by would be like, "Oh my God, Rohan, you're outside the classroom?" That's really, like, it was shocking to them that I was there. So it really tarnished my image for a while. Yeah, I mean, I spent the first 16 years of my life in Delhi, broadly speaking. It's a place that I miss in time. The city has transformed beyond recognition now, and it's really hard to kind of still feel those kinds of feelings towards the city. It's become virtually unlivable, but home is still the same in many respects. My mother still lives there, and so when I go back, there's some amount of nostalgia. Just summers in New Delhi. Incredibly hot, but also like no school. So it was complete freedom. I could go out and play all day. It was still a time when people played outside a lot. I didn't really have like video games or anything like that. By elimination, I tried a whole variety of careers as an undergraduate and slowly eliminated all the things that I really hated doing. So I worked a summer at Merrill Lynch, New Delhi. So that was awful. I worked a summer in publishing with HarperCollins in London. That was terrible. I worked in an accounts firm. Really didn't like it. So then, due to personal family circumstances, I moved to Delhi. I got a job in a think tank, and I realized that I really liked the freedom. I think that was the first time I realized that academia would offer me, in a sense, the freedom to set my priorities. What I choose to work on is my own, and what I produce is my product, in a sense. That's a bad word. Don't want to make a university sound too capitalistic, but one thing led to another, and I ended up, in a sense, doing the PhD, which was a horrible experience. The requirement to become a sort of the world's only expert in a very narrow field makes you a very lonely person. You can't really talk to other people about it because they don't understand you. Every academic is a person who procrastinates. That's why scholars and academics never meet deadlines. I would like to say that I read when I'm procrastinating, but I don't, because my work requires me to read so much that I stopped reading. I watch a lot of TV. I've been watching The Good Wife. My wife is as she says, she's a professional feminist, and so we watch a lot of shows with very strong female leads. We have shows that are like joint shows, so we can't watch them separately no matter where we are. Well, she got upset when I started watching The Good Wife because it became a joint show, and she couldn't watch it like by herself, so she stopped watching it. So I went ahead and finished the series by myself. It's like 7 seasons or something, right? So you can tell how much time I've wasted. Oh, no, not wasted. I've learned a lot, but I think we're living in like the golden age of television. I think it would be a crime to miss out on all of that. So favorite show of all time is The Wire, which I think everyone says. I have the box set though, and I watch like every single episode. I don't have a favorite cat. I love them both equally, but they don't love me and my wife equally. When we moved to Singapore, we adopted a cat called Charles. He adores my wife, follows her everywhere. I think he had a troubled childhood, so he kind of, needs attention. So to offset that, I insisted we get a second cat, and her name is Frida. And Frida is far more, loving to equally. So as a result, by default, we have our own cats in some ways. So when one of them does something, we're like, "Oh, look what your cat did." Although when I tell my relatives back in India, they're like, "Oh, Frida Pinto, that's great." And that's not who she's named after, for the official record. She's named after Frida Kahlo. And she's gotten really fat since we got her. She just eats a lot. She actually eats Charles's food as well. So I think that's why he's upset.